you offline about that.
Okay.
It didn't go any kind of the way that I thought. It was so many people that I did see, and so many people that I wanted to see that I didn't get a chance. It just was a mess. But just before you start sharing your response or your reaction, I wanted to have a non-judgmental conversation with him and hear his side, hear the backstory of a man that, you know, clearly, physically got aggressive,
beat the
and
hell
fought
out of
a female. And I will say this, that I applaud him for his openness, his honesty, and his willingness to, well, I think he was honest to a degree.
To a degree.
I think he was honest to a degree. Now, I will say this. I'm going to be frank with you. I'm always going to be straight, and y'all know before I take anything back, I'm going to add more to it. I'm sure he's watching. I was not going to show the video.
Right.
However, his description of what he was saying happened versus what we saw was
different.
Too drastically different.
Drastically.
And so that's why, and I appreciate you for helping me, but that's why I was really getting insistent that, oh, no.
Right.
No. I need to, y'all need to see this because, guiding her to the ground and, okay, no, you whipped that woman's ass, just, all joking or all, situations aside, it got serious. And then I wanted to know when he was at the door, why didn't you just leave?
Right.
And then why
he stood at that door.
Had an opportunity after the first physical altercation to have left, and then the other part of it is, why wasn't the girlfriend in closer proximity to him or closer to the door?
You know why? Because the girlfriend smelled smoke, and when you smell smoke, there's a fire nearby. She knew good and well that these girls, or that girl, knew him, and knew him probably in the Bible way. He got 6 kids, okay? He got 6 girls. First of all, you get around, sir. We all know what club promoters do. Club promoters want the pretty girls in the club. They flirt with the pretty girls. They screw the pretty girls. We know what club promoters do. But to sit there, the girlfriend wasn't buying because the girlfriend knew he knew this girl. And I don't care. He beat that girl like she was a nigga. Okay? And then they say they allegedly he has more kids. He beat that girl like she was a nigga. He thought, I could have beat her. No, you beat her like she was a Negro. You did. I mean, and when he turned around and socked her in her face or whatever, he seen who she was, but he kept on hitting her. So you cannot say, and he's so fucking, he's so fucking arrogant. He's sitting there smoking that damn hookah. Like, I beat her, I had to protect. My grandma told me, when she started acting like a man, you beat her like a man. That is the most ridiculous,
Chris, you know
asinine
you.
advice. That's crazy. And you're a professional boxer. And usually their hands are like weapons. They have to
Right,
have them
they're
like
registered.
registered.
Now,
And you're gonna grab.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think this is over by no means.
I hope they drag his ass in the court just like they did Tory.
And that was another thing, the irony of it. The irony for this to have happened right after a guilty verdict.
Right.
In a, and the situation is so, just like how you said he was whipping her like a man.
He was.
That's the same way I told you Tory had that gun, and was shooting it in the direction of Megan, and I believe, as sure as I'm sitting here talking to you, that he told her, "Dance, be danced."
That's what he
just
told
like
her.
She said.
That's what he told her.
So, that guy, I just, he's not going to be hard
And let me
to
say
find.
something, William.
Yeah.
Y'all in this chat talking about they got what they deserve. I would have did this. He had the opportunity. After he came to the thing, he hit her, he so-called defended. He could have left. He stayed there. You seen him standing at that door like he was Mr. T with all that jewelry on and that black wolfing. He was ready to fight some more. So that's defending a woman.
He was ready to clear that whole
Waffle House. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because I'm the boxer. I'm the professional boxer.
Yeah. And he clearly had an opportunity to leave, de-escalate the whole situation, wait outside on the girlfriend or whomever to come. I believe that it was some history there, and that's why I asked him, had he smashed her?
Right.
Because I think that it must have been some type of encounter.
He said he knew her back in 2019.
Girl felt some kind of way when she saw somebody that she used to deal with another chick.
Right. Because he knew her back in 2019.
I think that if we just be honest, I think that that's the backstory here.
We're going to ignore Jermaine. Jermaine capping for woman beaters and people. That's crazy. You're crazy, Jermaine. Because if somebody do my daughter like that, somebody do your daughter like that, it's no excuse. Like I said, yes, they did wrong. The girl did wrong by going over to the table. She did wrong. She should have left them alone and went on about her business. But after he so-called defended himself and his girl's honor, he should have left. But he came in, he stood at that door, and he continued to fight.
Right.
So I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I hope they sue his ass. I hope they take all of his doggone clubs away because he's so fucking arrogant. He sat there smoking on it. He didn't care about what he did. He feels proud about what he did. He's proud.
I don't know if he felt proud.
Tina, Jermaine's old. I can Tina. He like all that bull.
I'm gonna say this. I think that he felt justified.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I think he
and he'll do it again, as Thais would say. He'll do it again.
I think he felt justified in his action, and in his mind.
Let me read these.
What he did was okay, but I think he's going to be somewhat in for a rude awakening. Because see, the thing about it is, even if they don't press charges, that depending upon district attorneys and things of that sort, they can see that and perhaps decide to issue a warrant. But I do admire that
I don't admire nothing.
He came on.
Well, to be arrogant and to smoke his hookah and to show the world I defended my girl. I'll whoop that girl like she was a nigga. But listen to this. Look what they saying in the chat though, William.
Okay.
The girl says, Kriana Daniel says she's from Dallas. The girl is not from the past. She was about to show something current to the girl. See, the girlfriend wanted to see what she had to see, what she had to offer. But see,
that's why her tail wasn't at the door.
That's why she wasn't at the door. And he wasn't having it. He trying to get that girl up out of there before the real evidence is produced.
Because they were in some kind of way, and he probably has a harem.
Yeah.
Or probably has a number of chicks that he's dealing with.
Of course. I mean, he has 6 kids, and they said allegedly he got more. He got more he ain't claiming.
See, y'all would be it's over 1,000 folks on here, so
allegedly.
I can't see all the comments as fast and keep up with them while I'm having conversation.
I got my burner phone, like you.
So I be trying to read and see and talk at the same time.
It's just,
I think that some people, Jermaine, I have said that when women step out of line and step to
right,
and I'm not misogynist. I'm not a misogynist. I think Tyrese mentioned or said that I'm not in any kind of way that. However, I think that women have to be reminded, and even men have to be reminded of how you need and should conduct yourself,
and keep your hands
even
to
if
yourself.
it is a difficult situation. And sometimes you just got to take something on the chin.
Well, she took a lot on the chin.
Figuratively and literally. I mean, if you getting ready to see an altercation or something jump off, there's a Waffle House on the next corner. Get up
and go about your business.
Say, hey, you know what? Happy New Year. Yeah. Y'all have a good time, whatever. But I'm inclined to believe what you're saying because for whatever reason, the girlfriend was not with him and was not at that door.
Wanted some information.
Was concerned, or if she was in fear for her safety or whatever, she would have been somewhere closer to the proximity of the door and to him rather than wherever she was. And from the video, we can't even decipher who the female was or who he was actually with.
Let's just lay this out here. And we understand. Everybody keep their hands to themselves. She should not have probably gone over to that table. We know that. She was wrong. That is not even an issue at this point. But if you look at that doggone video, he didn't have to beat that girl like he beat her. I don't care what part you're on. The girlfriend wanted the evidence. She wanted the evidence. She said, "I shall not be moved." I want to see what she got.
And she was probably still seated at the table or over by wherever their table was.
I'm tired of talking about him.
That's why he was so aggressively and so mad, because it was almost like, how dare you come up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I you know, so I like.
So you know what though, William? It is what it is.
I think
he's deaf. It's not over.
I think he smashed, and I think he's very. Mistaken if he thinks that this is going to be he's taking this real nonchalantly. I really believe that, in the next couple of weeks and stuff, some balls will be rolling and some outcomes will happen. And the other part that concerns me is the brother is very aggressive and taking a very aggressive approach. He wants him, excuse me, that he wants him dealt with or handled, or some type of retaliation. And so I don't think this is the end.
I don't know that message he showed us. We don't really know who that is. I mean,
that's another reason why I'm not as active on Instagram. See, like with Facebook, we can go back, we can see your profile, you have to have a name and some of the things. Facebook, on Instagram, you can put up a handle, Boo Boo the Fool or whatever.
What is his name again? Did you got what his professional name was? He said what his name was.
He did. He said that he goes by Miami, but I will inbox you his name. And the only reason why I'm saying that way, I would feel, really, really bad if, I disclosed his name or his information on here and something were possible to happen. That would, definitely, but I think he's mistaken to think that, and just the mere fact that he is, and see, when he flung that other girl that was in that silver dress or whatever that was trying to, I mean, baby, she went flying across Waffle House. You know
Miami
what I mean?
the Great.
He just flung,
Yeah, she flew. She flew. He whooped that girl. He whooped her.
Oh, he whipped. I told him. Now, I told him, y'all have to be honest. I was very straightforward with him. He administered a serious ass.
He did.
And it's not clear. It's still not clear to me when he was standing over her and that fat girl was standing on that chair or on that stool.
Yeah.
And we could not see, because I was, and the other angle that I saw, it looks like it may have been a kick while she was down. Now I know he said he didn't, but we couldn't, from the angle of this video, we couldn't see what happened, because he went over.
Yeah.
And he stood over her.
Right. Right.
And while she was on that ground, and I just don't know about that. But I've never. What I will say is that I admire that he came on, and
I personally, I don't think he should talk about it at all. But he did.
Well, I think legal counsel is probably eventually going to
But did you hear him? But did you hear him say, "Well, I know the lawyer. I know this person that I like. It doesn't matter. I'll be okay."
Well, I think a lot of people, a lot of people that are members of fraternities and professional
Send that
organizations
video,
sometimes
Kriana, Danny.
have a disillusion of grandeur, or that they're connected enough that it's going to, and in some cases it may very well help. You know, I'm not somebody where I can't call people on the phone.
Right. But you know, but you're not going to get on live.
Clearly, if you know, you're not on the side of right here, you know,
Right.
and then to, you know, to put his organizations out there, that he's you know, a Mason, and that he is a member of Phi Beta Sigma, you know, that puts all of them.
But like you said, though, since the Tory Lane incident, people are going to run from people like that. They don't want to be involved in that kind of stuff.
They are going to wash their hands.
Don't think they're going to get behind you on that.
Want to be associated with, and I really hate it for them, but I think that is maybe a warrant issued, and I think it's going to be some situations. I don't think that this is by any means over, and it's going to definitely affect his life and his situation. It's just it's no way that, you know, that they're going to be coming.
Yeah, he because he talked too much tonight. He did. He just talked too much.
And somebody somewhere, I'm sure, was screen recording.
They were screen recording. Yeah, they screen recorded this whole conversation, I'm sure. You know they did. Yeah, of course they did. It'll show up on YouTube tomorrow.
On YouTube? Might even show up on Shade Room. Yeah,
it'll show up.
I don't know. Well, what are they saying in the comments? Because I tell you,
a whole bunch of Ike Turner, Jermaine.
Gumbo.
He's still defending him.
Who?
Ike Turner, Jermaine Wood, or whatever his name is in here. Jermaine Ross. That's old Ike.
That's my friend.
Mm-hmm. He's talking about what? I don't have a personal nothing against him. No, I don't know the man. I just don't. No, I just feel.
I understand, and a lot of times with friends we agree to disagree.
Yeah.
But I hear you in that you are definitely adamant about men not putting their hands on women.
That's all, and that's my main purpose. I'm a little
bit more lenient. When I say I don't think men should jump on or beat on women. However, I think that when a woman steps out of place, and if she physically gets aggressive or attacks a man, and it results in something, then you have to be prepared for that. So that's just my different take and spin on it. But no, and it was a definite aggressive attack and response, and it was definitely an opportunity to flee and to leave. And so that, you know, that's my only.
The Bible says he gives you a way of escape, and he didn't take it. He stood at that door.
And see, the thing about it, because when I was talking to him in the inbox messages, he said that he wasn't going to be bullied, and no one was going to block him from being able to leave a situation. And I was like, well, I'm looking at this video, you at the door, you know, the whole time. So then that's when we went on and had a discussion about, you know, him coming on and what have you. And, you know, my brother, I don't want you to feel like I, you know, have done an about face on him. I still think it was noble for him to, one of a very difficult situation to, address it directly and
Yeah.
to come on and talk about it. Can you believe Barbara Walters is dead?
Oh, Barbara. Now, I ain't gonna say you told me this. I have a relative. I'm not gonna say who they are.
Okay.
They always making somebody gay. Was Barbara gay? She had a black.
No, I don't think so. What I think that Barbara,
Not that it
um,
matters, but I just
not
they said
that
she
it
had a
matters.
black.
I
Barbara.
never heard that. Now, the part that I did not like about her ambition and her book, her memoir, I did not like the fact that she felt it was necessary to out that she had an affair with a black congressman. I can't think of his
Mm,
name, but
mm.
in her book, she put that out there. I will be very frank with you. I think that there are certain careers and there are certain situations that if y'all didn't if they didn't meet early on and
Mm-hmm.
grow and blow up together,
Right.
or
Right.
if they weren't like Jay-Z and Beyonce
Mm-hmm.
and two magnetic people coming together, I think it's just very difficult to have a
Yeah.
relationship, you know. and
Yeah.
and I think that I think it seems that she uh like Oprah and like some other people that we have seen were very disciplined and very serious about
Their
having their
careers.
career,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and they sacrificed.
Yeah.
They sacrifice, and um I don't know. I don't know if you can have it all. I
Isn't that scary?
I know I'm not gonna say this chick's name that is, um, an influencer and minister, but um, she's very insecure, and her ex-husband got married, and I saw this picture. One of her sons graduated, and I saw the picture of the son in the middle, and she was on one side of her son by herself, and her ex-husband and his new wife was on the other side, and they took this like family
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
And I immediately said, she's insecure. You could see it on her face. I said,
Mm-hmm.
she's insecure and she's going to immediately get married. And it was
Mm.
so short afterwards because I knew the guy that she was screwing and seeing, and he found out on Instagram that she was engaged, you know. And so, um, but it's this, and see, what we have to realize, uh social media is not reality. you know you,
You
you
might want to
don't
say that
know
again.
when I click off this live, or
Right.
anybody clicks off their live,
Yeah.
you don't really know
You
what
don't.
situation
Mm-mm.
that they're living in, that they're dealing with, or whatever. Everyone is wanting to show, and that's why you got all these people committing suicide.
Right.
That's why you got all these people that are depressed, because is your life more interesting than
Yeah.
mine? Are you going places more? Are you interacting? And so people are getting, emotional, and presenting these false images of reality that are not true.
Yes, we'll
You know, and
find
it's
out.
literally driving folks crazy.
They said, William, we'll find out who you're screwing.
Well, they
They
came to
tell
Atlanta
you. They tell you.
and
Yeah.
told me that they were engaged and that God said that they were going to be married.
Are they still married?
They never got married.
Oh, okay. Mm.
He found out that she was engaged to another man scrolling on Facebook like you and I would be.
Mm.
And
Mm.
so I'm just saying that, you know, especially for influencers, you know, creating these scenarios and trying to create that, you know, my life, I enjoy my life. I like my life, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not perfect. You know, I
Yeah.
was not, and going, I'm not going to, you know, fake or portray that everything is perfect.
Yeah.
No, and you know, some people had problems with me not doing lives while I was at home or what have you. I'm not going to subject my family to this lifestyle that I have chosen.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. Now, if one of my my nephew or niece or someone wants, me to eventually launch them
Mm-hmm.
or wants to, break out into this or what have you, then certainly yes. But you know, uh, somebody, one of these trolls get on there and start, inboxing or saying something out of the way to my mama, you gonna get your ass whipped like how that girl got. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all already know I'll go live and show up at your
Right.
house.
Right. I'm at
Yeah,
his house.
see, right, see that's how I like to roll. So, no. So I just I think that some people, they have these false senses of reality, and you're
Yeah.
scrolling on Facebook, and oh, they went to this event and they did this or what have you. And then you have people that are sitting at home that, don't have that same kind of testimony, don't have that same kind of reality.
Right.
And it may psychologically and emotionally make them feel some type of way or feel bad. It may very
Yeah.
well do that. And you can't feel bad because even just like these celebrities, a lot of them are dealing with a lot of stuff, and you don't know what they're going home to.
Right.
You know,
Right.
they're lonely, they're insecure, and I'm gonna tell you something, insecurity and jealousy is very, very dangerous. It'll make some people do some stuff that
Yeah.
that is
Refrigerator.
detrimental. And a lot of people are insecure. A lot of
Yeah.
people are insecure. You don't want to necessarily admit it. You don't want to necessarily, but a lot of people are insecure. A lot of people are jealous. A lot of people
Yeah.
can't do what you do or what other folks do, and they feel some kind of way as a result of it or about it.
Yep.
And so anyway, but no, I don't. I think that I think she chose that career, and I think because she was forced to be good. But the thing that when I was watching some of the specials and some of the interviews about her, and that's why I love this whole internet thing.
Yeah.
Everybody, including Oprah, Jay-Z, Beyonce, all of these people that are superstars and super successful or what have you, it can be traced back to somebody giving them an opportunity.
Right. And yeah, I mean, that's important.
That man saw her and believed in her and backed her and said she was going to be on that desk with what's his name, and she sat there and she suffered through for 9 years and didn't even have the title of co-host. You know,
right?
It was him and this is Barbara Wall, and so but she had that level. Now what the internet has done is opened up a way for people like myself and other folks to still have a platform and a voice, even though no one has come behind and said, okay, I'm going to give you a shot. I can sit at the desk at CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, any of them, and hold my own right now.
Right.
I can do sports. I can do politics. I can do whatever the gamut is. I'm not trying to be. It's not necessary. It's not arrogant.
Right.
It's just fact. I have done every aspect of journalism. I love it. This is my craft. I study it, and I can hold my own on any subject matter.
And speaking,
but no one has said that. So in the midst of waiting, or one day if somebody finds me or discovers me, this has given us the opportunity to be discovered. But all of those people, it was somebody. Oprah had that Jerry curl, was fat, dark skin. And Quincy Jones was in Chicago working with Spielberg on Color Purple, and said, this woman right here is Sophia. And they gave her an opportunity. And Steven Spielberg didn't like her and did not even include her name on the original playbill.
Sure didn't.
The original thing. And then it was years, it was until the 25th anniversary of Color Purple that finally Whoopi addressed her, and she lied, because in earlier shows she said how Whoopi and I don't even know how Whoopi was such a big star. I've never in any kind of way, I'm just being honest, I've never been as impressed with Karen Johnson. I've never, the same
when did
way
she become
Katharine
Jewish?
Hepburn,
When did she become Jewish?
Katharine Hepburn said that Meryl Streep was not impressive. I have never been impressed with Whoopi. Now, I think Whoopi Goldberg does well as the moderator for The View.
Without her, it's no View.
I think that she really, and I didn't know that she was moderating while, I didn't realize that she had been moderating that long on The View. But I think she really found her niche. But I didn't think it was anything she was, I mean, she's obviously not attractive. It's nothing, attractive.
But you know what, William?
Her. And it was nothing,
it's like
about her acting that was so outstanding. I mean,
well, she got an Oscar. She's an EGOT person, isn't she? Isn't she an EGOT? Or no?
Yeah, she is. But what does that really mean? You know what I'm saying? Because you have committees that.
But like what's her name down here says, Teresa Hornsby Monroe says, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And And it's so true.
But
Some
I don't
a lot
even
of
know
times.
if it's that because I know some of everybody.
But it breaks open that opportunity. I mean, who you know that you probably would have never had that opportunity. So
But I know a lot of people, and I have not been given. Now, for me, I think a lot of people, I think that I'm so confident in who I am
yeah,
that it intimidates
it's
people.
it's
You
a
know what
level
I'm
of intimidation.
saying?
Yeah,
And because I made a decision a long time ago to be myself and be my uncompromised, and that's why I don't like a lot of times going home. Well, why don't you just tone it down just a little bit? Why not turn all the way up? You know,
I did want to know what
and
they say when you go home.
oh Lord, and I mean, and I think that that's why a lot of people they either live away, because in absence the heart is able to grow fonder,
Yeah, yeah.
and you don't have extenuating circumstances that try to, because daddy's very old school, so what he tries to do is control with his money.
That's
So,
right.
and say, oh, okay, well,
That's
you're
old
not going to
school.
do this.
Yeah,
I'm a whole, well, yeah, I guess I'm going to have to, I guess I'm not going to do it,
yeah, yeah.
And so that's, but anyway, so
Hmm.
I, I, you know,
So
as
God
all these
rest, God rest
people,
for Barbara Walters.
uh,
I said, rest in peace, Barbara Walters.
I never met her.
You never met her, huh?
I
Okay.
never
Okay.
I thought that was really, because most people when they die or when something significant happens, I can go back and pull a picture or something of that sort. Never met her. Never even. I don't even think I was ever in proximity or in the same room with her
Hmm.
that you
I
know,
figured you would be like in the back, on the backstage or one of the events or somewhere with her, huh?
it
You know?
never happened. I was trying to think of, because I know I did the Kennedy Center honors maybe like 6 years straight. And, you know, you know, like I met Carole King that wrote uh, the famous song "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural
Oh,
Woman."
yeah, yeah.
I was
Hmm.
there that year when Aretha,
That big old gown.
dropped the dropped that sable coat on the floor.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to. I went. Yeah, I mean, I've been to. I went. I've been more than 6 times, but I went 6 times. You know, in a row.
Mm.
I even met and interviewed Diane Carroll.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm.
But I don't know. So my thing is so vast that it's narrowed by the people that I haven't met, which is so
Hmm.
small.
Right.
So anyway,
Well,
but
Darmel Hamel. What's his name? Damar Hamlin.
Damar, man, this is. I'm just wondering how they are going. How is the NFL going to pick up this season? Because I really believe that they're probably trying to wait and figure out.
I think they have the plan already. They just haven't announced it, but they're waiting just to be cordial to the family.
Right. To see if he does not pull
Yeah.
out. But now I will say this, that the what's this guy's name that's on with Shannon Sharp? I really believe he needs to be fired.
Is
He
that the
needs to
one?
be fired or
Yeah.
less. He needs to be fired or at least suspended, because for him to for him to quickly have that knee jerk
Yeah.
reaction that, oh well, we got to
Mm.
continue, you know, with the game, and most times they do. That's
Yeah.
the reality of it. But most times they do. But I
This particular one is just really scary. He's so young, and every millions of people just saw him collapse. It was really, really heart wrenching.
but I think that that is the harsh reality that we don't necessarily
Yeah.
realize about football, that it is a gridiron sport, and that it is only one injury, one wrong turn, one bad
Paralyzed or
hit,
dead.
and
Yeah.
that's it. You fall on your neck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that we just do not necessarily realize, and then you have a sobering moment like this, and it's just, man,
Yeah.
I but I don't know how. And see, the thing about it is, I think that they have a plan or a course of action in
Yeah, they
place,
do. I'm sure they do.
but they waiting to see if he lives or
Yep.
dies.
Yep.
And they got one plan if he lives, and they got one plan if he dies. Because really,
Yeah.
you know, they could shut the season down and say, based upon, you really ain't got to have no playoffs. You can really say, okay, based upon the numbers and stats of where we are right now, these would be the teams that would go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but then they kept putting up that thing that his vitals,
Yeah.
were back to normal. But then his uncle, said that he coded 3 times.
Mm.
So, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, 24, prime of your life, one of the biggest games of your career.
Yeah.
It's,
Definitely praying for him. And Gangsta Boo, what's up?
oh, the crackhead. I mean, just, I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
come on. She came in partying from it being New Year's Eve, and had too much and collapsed on the porch.
And they
Couldn't make it
said
in the house.
the brother also OD'd, but he came out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they was turning up and doing dope together, just like what's the girl name? Whitney
Yeah.
Houston.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, how did you get to that level and then die a crackhead with no voice?
I
Out.
went to go see that movie. I enjoyed the movie. They sure did. They focused on some truths on this one. Yeah.
Really? I, you know, I went to her funeral, and I had the worst headache.
Mm.
I got to my head because I knew that she was in hell, and
Oh, you ain't gonna put Whitney in hell.
oh no,
I
Whitney
refuse to
went
believe that.
immediately. Whitney, the moment that Ray J gave her that dope,
Mm.
she immediately went to hell. She didn't go to purgatory. She died right then, and lifted up
Mm.
her eyes in the lake. And so
Well, Carlton
I could
Pearson said
feel
there ain't
that
no
demonic
hell.
spirit. Huh?
There ain't no hell.
Oh,
Now what?
okay. Oh, that's like you sound like the man from Memphis. What was the little preacher's name from Memphis that said
Oh,
it wasn't?
yeah.
Yeah,
The little singing
he's a
man.
quartet
The
singer or
quartet
whatever.
singing man, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it is one. And I don't want you to get there to find out I really.
We living in hell. We already living in hell. Ain't that hell? We living in hell.
And so that it was, and I'm gonna be honest, like it's almost like the Aretha or some of these other stories. And then her story is so tragic. I mean,
it is.
you know, that, I mean, for her to go from being this stunning icon to all the way down to a crackhead and running around asking folks for $100 here and there,
Right.
running all over Atlanta, just just totally sleaze bag. It is just hard. And so I just didn't want to relive it.
Yeah.
I just wasn't,
Yeah.
I wasn't interested in just, like, that's something that once it's, on one of the streaming apps.
Yeah, I was going to wait till streaming also, but I was out eating lunch.
Yeah.
The movie theater's right
and
there.
it was something to do.
It was just,
it was
just
activity to do
spontaneous.
During the holiday break.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something that everybody is so excited about, the Best Man chapters, but I think that they could have been condensed, and I think that they got a little bit. I think the middle ones, they were trying to stretch out a story that
didn't need 8 episodes.
No, they could have done that in 4. I think
5,
that
yeah.
the way I like that they did the whole situation with Lance's son and the whole
the
and I'm so sick of people asking me, "Oh, is that what you are?" I had a bishop call me and say, and they said, "Oh, my grandkids saying he like McCray." He like. And I told Bishop, I said, "Look, you can't go to hell."
Because he didn't say he was gay. He was just non-binary.
But what I think the storyline would have been better had the boy, when he and Chelsea's daughter put it on Instagram.
Right.
And then if they had a blogger or a TMZ or someone out him,
that would have been better.
That would have been better than them clicking on at the, I think that it lacked there.
Yes.
The whole thing with Willie Boo Boo or Bobo, then he just went away, and then this old guy for it was up and down. It had good parts, but it was up and down, and they
like in the beginning
to make it more than what it was.
But in the beginning, when he didn't marry her and marry the other girl, Shelby, that happened so quick too. It's like there was nothing. Oh, he didn't get married.
But
now
the thing that confused me about that is, like, when did he and Shelby get so caught up with
you knew at the end of Best Man they slept together.
Well, we knew that they slept together, but they was like, oh,
yeah, you know how that goes.
It wasn't like it was any. Now, what I thought was interesting, the way they seen, the way that the whole hand turned, and they became the most solid couple out of all their friends.
Right.
Versus, because Harper never should have married Robin.
No,
she was always
never. He didn't want her.
She was always insecure, and She was always intimidating. He never should have married her ass. And and it was just a problem. But it really it really got interesting with I thought it was going to be a couple of things go down. What's the guy's name that played on Oz and that was married to
I
the
forget his
stripper?
name, but I know you're talking about.
Now,
Merch.
I would have liked to have seen them develop, like they never addressed that Shelby started out with him.
Right. They didn't even kind of go there.
They didn't even go there. Like, you know, this was your original, your original person.
Yeah.
So you know, and they swung it. They swung it in that story too. And I guess that's what she's known for, to, do. I really wanted to see, and they didn't do it, I really wanted to see it close out with Harper and Nia Long.
Nia Long. Yeah, I forget what her character name is.
Jordan.
Yes.
I would have liked to have seen it close out with Harper and Jordan actually coming together.
In the beginning, they made it seem like that was going to happen. Remember, in the beginning,
she toiled with us, and she played with us.
But even when it first came on, he was speaking, and then they went to her like she was there with him.
And then that whole night of, now they never showed whether or not they screwed.
Right.
But that whole night that they was together, and then that's when Robin made her decision to leave.
But
him.
You know what though, William? They did allude that they screwed because she thought she was pregnant, but she alluded to she didn't know who it was.
But see, if that didn't even make sense, because she would have had to been pregnant by the other guy, because it wasn't enough time.
But I think they kind of sped it up a little bit. I think they sped it up.
It wasn't enough time for it to possibly been Harper. Now that would have been hot. Has she gotten pregnant by it was the woman it was good.
Yeah.
And it rekindled, or it shows, all of those college lifelong relationships or whatever. Now, another part that they didn't do well is Lance and Mia had 4 kids.
In the first one, they had 4.
They had
or the
4
second
children.
one. The second one, Christmas one.
They had 4 children, or at least, if not 4, they definitely had 3.
Well, they did show the 3. They showed 3.
I just saw him in the
They saw the girl, him, and I believe I saw the other one. There was 3.
And when he went into the Hall of Fame, it was another little child at the table.
Yes. Yeah.
So maybe, but they didn't elaborate. But I just thought that whole, I was glad that they touched on, because see, the way that was the way TMZ outed EJ.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
See, EJ, none of these people were just coming out because they wanted to come out.
Yeah.
They found EJ was going with that boy from Harvard or whatever.
You're talking about E.J. Johnson, right? So if people don't know.
Magic Johnson's
son, yeah.
And so he, and so I just thought that would have been a better storyline.
Bella says they showed all 4 at the table. I guess there was 4 at the table.
When he was, but it wasn't clear
that
he had 4 kids. It was only clear that it was 2 children. It was the boy
they focused
and the
on.
sister.
Yeah.
That was the only thing. Now, another thing that they could have did with the boy, they could have had the boy go on and commit suicide, and then had Lance really just go into a full, like,
I knew
I
they
think,
wouldn't do that though. I knew they wouldn't do it.
but I think had that boy killed himself, the torment that it would have put Lance through, and I'll say it like this. I think that it would have had for the Black community,
Mm-hmm.
it would have had the impact that
That would
it
have been a
needed.
little wake-up
That
call for the Black
that would have
community.
been a wake-up call for us. That
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
had that boy, because now I'm gonna tell you, I don't know about you, but I was really having some anxiety. I was like, oh God. You know what I'm saying? When I was watching it, I was like, oh God, I hope this boy ain't killed himself.
Right,
You
right,
know what
right.
I'm saying? That
I
was just
was too.
like,
I know. I was like, yeah,
I
yeah,
was real. And then, the whole way he was speeding off,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
him and Jordan, and then them, and it would have made alpha Black men have a level of compassion
Yeah.
and a different outlook on uh, uh, same gender loving people and people that are not stereotypical. It just would have changed their outlook. They would have felt
because
that you would not have been able to walk away from watching that and not have felt the impact
right.
of if Lance's son had, and because then it was like, oh, okay, he went over there to one of these little alternative search. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I was, it kept building me up, and then
To let you
and
down.
it had so much potential, and then it just dropped.
It let you down.
I mean, it was, so I give it maybe a B minus.
Yeah, I'm in the B's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I give it a B minus, maybe a C plus, because it was just, it was up and down with the, with
and the
the,
downs could have did some curves. If they would have,
like those middle chapters was just like,
Yeah.
I mean, and then they could have did so much more with Jordan.
Yeah, it seemed like they still just let her be Jordan. They should have kind of transformed her into something else.
It, it was more, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was more there. I no one really, and Harper didn't really deal with, he didn't, he didn't deal with Robin, and it was so, I don't know.
I thought they
I
were
don't
going
know.
to flat out.
That marrying the wrong person can really be
It
detrimental.
can mess you up. It can really mess
Now,
you up.
but now the one thing was, had he responded, or has she been able to get that spot?
Yeah.
Had she been able to get that spot, that might would have changed the situation. But see, she was hot. See, I didn't know what they were doing with her. Because, see, she was hot and she was ready to do something. Because for a minute, they looked like they was getting ready to make her a dyke with the woman over there on the island.
Oh, right.
That was
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I said, well, wait a minute. Well, what, what direction are they taking her? So,
Well,
anyway.
Kate P. Hinder says, I did appreciate them depicting a Black family showing love, acceptance, and affection for his gay friend. So it was an uplifting Black, it wasn't a stereotypical type of Black depiction like sometimes media
Well,
or
I mean,
Hollywood does.
yes, it was. Yes, it was. I disagree. It's
It was.
stereotypical because everybody is dealing with, whether they want to or not, the LGBTQ plus community is forcing you to deal with it, whether you want to deal with it or not.
Well, I mean, because
And
it's reality. It's reality.
well, it's reality, but it's always been
Yeah.
reality. But
Yeah.
most people were still DL, and
Mm-hmm.
most people, a lot of folks was not. You can scroll on Facebook, and you seeing just as many gay marriages and men dropping down asking other men to marry them
Yeah.
as you would see heterosexual. I mean, before, than what you had before. So I don't think so. And even with that, it's still it it's still the stigmas, because see, the thing about it is, what people are not saying is Stonewall and Harvey Milk and all of those.
Mm-hmm.
It was the queens that took the ass whipping, so that these
Right.
men
Right.
that are looking like alpha males and saying that they're gay. See, like, it's okay if you're a masculine, muscular guy
Mm-hmm.
and you say you gay, that's okay.
Yeah. No problem. Because
But you
you're
don't
not.
want nobody that's carrying a
Yeah.
bag
Yeah.
and hair and neck. You still don't want to deal
Because it
with that.
makes you
And
feel
so,
uncomfortable. Makes people
but
feel
it's the
uncomfortable.
people that have it, but it's those that have been uncompromising
Mm-hmm.
that has made it okay for these Hulk Hogan, big buff guys to be comfortable enough to say, "Oh, I'm gay."
Who are the most feminine when the doors close?
We don't even want to go there. We don't even want to go. But long as you look,
Yep.
and long as you can pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, and so opening up that level of discussion, because you got EJ, you have this other man, Dwayne Wade. So she took on some things, but she was up and down and didn't really, and her and whoever her writers were, they didn't really. They didn't go hard or
Yeah.
really execute in some of those storylines as well. Because see, what I would have liked to have seen too, I would have liked for it to gotten really messy. And I would have liked to have seen Shelby and Candace husband, the guy that started doing the boxing. I would
Yeah.
have liked to
Merch.
have seen
That was merch.
merch. I
Mm-hmm.
would have liked to have seen or discovered if it would have been some unfinished business there. That
Yeah.
could have been hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's just a lot. But it
Yeah.
was,
It was okay television.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was good, feel good. Y'all, my Cash App and stuff is down there. It's 3:00 in the morning.
Oh,
It's
it
12
sure is.
over there. I've been on 3 hours.
Oh my goodness. It's you and
It
that
is
damn
terrible.
boxer.
Barbara's gone. Anita Pointer
Anita
is
Pointer's
gone. And
gone.
she was from my
Oh,
hometown. The
really?
Pointer sisters
Yeah,
are from
they're from
Oakland.
Oakland. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah, they made it big from Oakland. Anita, June, Ruth, and Bunny she had left years ago.
Mm.
Mama knew all of them, so
So
she
there's only
was
one
really
of them left, right?
Bunny.
Okay.
Bunny left years ago. Who was one of the better, who was one of the better singers.
Mm.
I can't remember what, but they were like sort of like a R&B Clark sisters,
Yeah.
because I think they were originally church girls
Yeah.
and stuff. So
They,
yeah,
they
so
were Kojic, right?
I believe
I
so.
heard about that. I heard about that. Somebody said they were Kojic, I
I
think,
don't
but
know, but what you call was the
who?
Gap Band.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, all of them, the Gap Band, they were what you call Daddy was the
Right.
superintendent.
What was Sly Stone? Sly Stone in the family.
Sly Stone, he's definitely Church of God in
Yeah.
Christ. And his that whole musical, the Stones and the Tysons are interconnected. But Mother Vetus Wagner, who was one of the writers for Sam Cooke, and Vetus, I want to say, was either Sly's aunt or like
Oh,
godmother or something
okay.
like that.
Yeah.
But him, Larry Graham,
Mm-hmm.
all
Mm-hmm.
of them.
Because
Yeah.
Sly, I believe they're still in Sacramento, right? That's what I heard.
Well, yeah, and Sly has a bunch of money, but he lives. He's such a dope addict. He lives in a mobile home that sits in the driveway of his mansion, which I think is
Oh,
crazy.
so he good and crazy.
Yeah, he crazy as hell. And the last I knew, he was too scared or had too much of a problem or phobia to go in the
Oh
house.
my goodness.
Yeah, so he
Oh.
lives outside in a modular unit.
In a mobile home. Mm-hmm.
Bless his heart. I just love it. I love and he's classic. He was classically trained.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was classic. He was classically.
You can tell by that music. You can
You
tell.
can hear it,
Mm-hmm.
and he was bad.
Yeah.
Mother Wagner was
Mm-hmm.
bad. Yeah, she was Larry McGathin's supervisor
Oh, up there.
and lived in
Okay.
Blackhawk.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, she had plenty of money,
Mm.
and she could really play because she had 12 fingers.
Oh, Jesus.
She had another little
Oh,
pinky that shot out, and she could. It looked so strange that she could play. Her name was Mother Vetus Wagner, mean as hell. I loved her.
at 12 figures.
Yeah, she had
Oh
12.
my God.
She had 12. So I tell you, I'm
Oh,
trying to
that's
figure out what
funny.
else. It's been a lot, but we'll catch up, and
Yeah,
we're
and
back at it.
you got plenty to talk about all week. There's so much been
It's,
going on. So
so it was, and then because we got to deal with that tape,
which one?
that Tory Lanez
Oh,
that recorded.
yeah.
And
That needs a
they
whole
releasing all this stuff from jail like this. Isn't that stuff supposed to be confidential?
yeah, well they tell you it will be recorded. They tell you that before you start talking.
But you haven't seen, or maybe we just haven't dealt with anybody that was large enough where their recordings was, made public like that.
I was listening to something on Fox, so Pam Esquire. I listened to her on on YouTube. And before we go there, I need everyone to add me on YouTube, the St. James Show, and on Facebook. All right. But
Yeah.
I listened to her on YouTube, and she was on a show today on Fox Soul. She said that he allowed his attorneys to explain that tape that we are just hearing. So anything that they say in closing arguments, it's not evidence. So, but had they put his behind, had he got on the stand and defended himself, and because he was saying that he was apologizing more or less for cheating, not for, but had he
But
even,
I mean, he pretty much admits
right,
that, and then he is really, just like how she said, well, Megan's team is on it. Like they were really exposing that they were definitely together.
yeah.
So
They were.
man. Well, anyway, we're gonna jump off here.
All right.
It was always hot show. I was glad that dude came on.
Yeah, I'm glad he came. It makes for good internet, but it ain't gonna help his case. I guarantee you that.
But we will see.
All right, man.
All
Bye,
right,
everybody.
man.